Hello everyone, Mr. Happy here, and welcome to State of the Realm, your weekly Final Fantasy XIV podcast, where we talk about anything news related, and with Heavensward just 3 days away, we have a lot to talk about today. We're going to be going over some more predictions this week, as well as doing a little retrospective, a bit of memories of A Realm Reborn, looking back on it all. And we also have a special giveaway at the end of the show. But first, we have to introduce our co-host. We call him Slyh, aka Slythefox, aka Slyh, aka Greyfox, aka Slyaka, aka 10 million nicknames.
Did you
Sly
really
McGee.
include Slyaka?
Of course I included Slyaka, aka 10 million nickname McGee, aka you my boy Blue.
You my boy Blue. What's going on, Happy? How you doing today? How you doing? I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it just yet.
Don't say it. No, no. You gotta let our guests say that. That's property.
That's his thing. Yes.
That's his property. And some of you may remember that I used to do a podcast called XIV Nation with a special person named Mr. Byrne, aka Magickmann.
Oh,
well,
yeah. I only have one nickname, but how you doing, Big Daddy?
Yes.
Actually, I have another nickname
There
for you
we
in the
go.
show notes. We call him. I was gonna lead with some call him Mr. Byrne. Some call him the Minion Master.
Some do.
Some call him that guy who never talks about PvP.
That's definitely true.
But we like to call him Michael Magickmann Byrne.
Can you just go top tier for that intro, dude?
What?
Yeah.
That
Big
sounded
Daddy. Big
top tier.
Daddy.
I can't believe he called me Big.
I always call you Big Daddy. What's the matter with Big Daddy? It's a good nickname.
I'm pretty sure you're taller than me, so it doesn't make sense.
Am I? I'm 6 feet. 6
I'm
feet
5'8"
Wow.
with shoes on.
All right, not as Big Daddy from now on.
Not as Big Daddy.
Not as Big Daddy.
What's up, not as Big Daddy?
I should have just let him call me Big Daddy.
Yeah, you probably should have.
Well, we have a very interesting show tonight, so I'm hoping that we know that the patch notes are actually going to be coming out tonight, but they're not going to be something we include in the show because they're not going to be out till the show is over. So everyone watching, if they come out in the middle of the show, just know that they're not going to be included.
Or say something.
Say something.
I want to see him.
Oh, all right, so Slyh has just overruled the show and said, yes, we'll say something if they come out in the middle.
No. I'm saying the chat. If anybody knows if they come out, say something.
So what? You're just gonna
Use your
leave
words.
the show? You're just gonna stop paying? It's like, fuck the show. I gotta go check out these patches.
I want to at least have the notes ready. But damn, I mean, like, say something. If they come out, if anybody sees the patch notes come out in the middle of the show, say something. Use your words.
Use your words.
Use your words. Oh, this is gonna be a fun show. So
Slyh is looking dapper. Chad is absolutely right.
Slyh
My man is looking fresh for this show.
yeah, and you both kind of showed me up. All I'm doing is wearing this angry chocobo shirt. Meanwhile, we got Byrne with the umbrella pendant, and we got Slyh with the tie. Slyh with the tie. That's another nickname.
Oh God. Add that to like the 18 billion nicknames you already had for me.
Slyh, you do this to
Slyh
yourself.
just got back from taking Tinder photos, so he didn't have a chance.
Oh my goodness. You know why he's laughing? Because it's true.
No, you happy? Oh man.
All right, let's collect
go.
ourselves. We're very hashtag professional here.
Yes.
That's right. We have some Final Fantasy XIV to talk about. Hi.
Hi.
So we're going to be going over some of the things that we didn't cover last week because there's a mountain of information out there at this point. Like, so much so that we don't even know if half of it's true because there's so many different sources saying so many different things that who the hell knows. But the first thing we want to talk about, because I know that Magickmann likes to play a lot of different MMOs, so I figure he's got a pretty solid opinion on this. Breaking the level cap, going up to level 60. So this has been a big question because a lot of people wondered how item level was going to work. You know, a lot of people's first MMO, so you can't just say it's just like WoW. You know what I mean? So increased level cap for all the disciples, war, magic, land, hand. Yes, you crafters out there get to level more.
Just what you wanted. Those last 5 levels weren't painful enough. Here's 10 that are worse.
Yeah, probably. realistically probably going to be a lot worse. But there's no limit break quests like Final Fantasy XI. Sly, I know that you didn't play Final Fantasy XI, but we actually had to do quests every 5 levels before we could level any higher. Back in 5. Would you want to do that, Sly?
No.
No.
God, no.
Oh, I was actually disappointed.
Why?
I like the idea of, okay, when you have the whole level cap increase, which naturally is just going to come with the progression of an MMO, right? No problems. Set that aside. It's going to happen. But I like the idea of a reason the characters are able to become more powerful. It's just something that sticks with me as far as story and even just a remote sense of accomplishment, right? You know, oh, you haven't done this yet. Wait till you get there. I'll help you with it. That type of thing. Like the mat fight, God, I don't want to do anything like that again, especially since I was a red mage back then. So that sucked. But I like the idea of a reason, and I'm hoping they address it maybe in story as soon as we see this stuff on Friday. A reason the characters all of a sudden, everybody in the world has become slightly more powerful. I like the idea of there being a reason for that. So like a level cap break type thing totally works for me. And I was kind of disappointed not to see it. I'm hoping it's addressed in story instead.
We have plot armor. We're already powerful. We're the warrior of light. We don't need any reason. Like
you're gaining an extra 20% of your original power out of nowhere. Give me a little reason, Sly. Just a little.
They drank milk.
They drank milk.
They had their Wheaties. They ate
calcium.
their Wheaties that morning.
They put calcium in it.
They ate their Wheaties that morning. They won jumbo cackpot.
I like little.
I don't
touches
know.
Like that. I like little touches like that.
Can we just start a petition to make sure that is text on Friday that we ate our Wheaties? That's the reason.
I just like the idea. I like
training.
the idea of a reason
Yes.
people become more powerful.
It's training. It's training.
We can't use the adventure Evolve 2.0 to 2.55 as an excuse to just we're better now.
No, because you were 50 all the way through there. You got better gear, but you were 50 all the way through that stuff. Now
That's a whole nother story
now
about.
you're going to get better gear still. That progression is going to continue. And all of a sudden, you just doubled your HP and MP pools for most classes out of nowhere. I just like the idea of something. Give me just something, Square. A little something.
They had a good breakfast.
Even if it's just story, I'm okay with there not being a limit break, quest, or mission, or anything like that. Put it a little bit in the story then. But I would have liked to have seen a limit break type deal.
Now, where I'll agree with you is like being able for goons being able to get, Midgard Stormer in their LB out of nowhere. That kind of seems iffy. So
yeah.
a little quest just to actually get it, just not really do anything, just a little fetch quest, just to get that power would be okay. Everything else,
maybe they will do something small like that. And if they do, then this is totally throw my argument out the window. They did it. I'm fine with it.
All right, then I'll throw your argument out the window because I think they'll have something, but not necessarily in our character as a whole, but they'll probably want to lead into it with the job quests because we do have a bunch of those, probably every 2 levels to get a new skill. Looking at the way they did it every 5 levels in the past. Are these going to follow the same old story? Do we think is this going to be an extension of the old story, or are these going to be brand new stories? You guys are just thinking about it right now. Just staring at me while you think about it. Old stories, new stories.
If anything,
you guys are just giving me this face.
I'd say new. I'd say new stories.
New stories?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think there's too much of a focus on other stories throughout this whole thing that I think these are just going to be run-of-the-mill here. I don't think we're going to get too much in the way of new on this front. Although I'd love to see new, and that's kind of why I hesitated. I'm like, I would like to say what I would want, but this is what do I think they're going to do. I would love if this was totally all new stuff, like Sly mentioned. I just don't think it's going to be.
So we're going to be following, Dragoon's going to be following around Estinian still, and maybe Hem and Holy Fist will come back. I would love it if he remade an appearance, even though that's a pugilist quest line. That old man has 100 fists, and I want it. Even though we won't get it, I want it. That's all I know. And the weirder thing is that these quests, they're the only ways to get abilities for 50 to 60. You don't just get them from leveling. For Disciples of Hand and Land, you'll still get them from just leveling, but for this, just quest only abilities, no new traits according to a lot of the reports we've seen. No new traits is kind of weird to me. Literally no new traits. Maybe some revamped old ones, but I don't even know what more traits they could have added though. They've never done traits for job abilities. They've only done them for class abilities in the past, which this may be a result of. I don't know. We can't get any passive at all? They can't, like, League of Legends it and just shoehorn it into an ability?
But that would make PvP incredibly unbalanced.
Oh, God.
Man, I sure hope you read the notes ahead of time, Burn.
Oh, man.
I can't wait till later in the show.
Oh,
because it is going to be dead fucking silent.
It's gonna be like, so happy you put that in the notes. Wow, you're gonna love talking about that.
You're gonna love talking about this shit. Yeah, thanks, Happy.
We'll give you a chance to monologue for a little while.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to get both of your perspectives on this next thing. So we've spoken about this before, and gear being replaced in vertical progression is nothing new. Like I said, Burn has a history in MMO, so he's used to this. But Sly, this is your first MMO, correct?
Soda.
Like that you've actually played in depth and have put a significant amount of time into.
Yes.
So is this your first sort of like watching as the item level concept gets introduced to an increased level cap?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So I want your thought on this. Item level is going to go up every 2 levels. Our current gear will last until about 55, 56 area because it'll go 110, 120, 130, probably 140, 150 sort of deal.
Well, your current gear will last that long.
Good thing I'm asking you second, so I get. Don't give me that. You had all this time. You could have done it. Don't give me that.
I could have.
Don't give me that excuse.
But
all right. So what do you think about this, Sly? What do you think about our gear? I guess you could look at it 2 different ways. Either only lasting until about the 55, 56 area, or lasting all the way until the 55, 56 area, depending on what your outlook on it is.
it was to be expected. It's what I expected. It's what I thought. I honestly thought it would last a little bit, shorter than that. But, I'm kind of glad that it's going to last a little while. Hopefully in that time we'll get better gear, maybe to that level. But, yeah, I think it's to be expected. It's what I expected.
What about you, Mr. Byrne? Because this is, like I said, you've played plenty of MMOs. The 3rd time I've said it. Don't know why I keep saying it. But just need to nail that home.
I should just get you to walk around and give people my resume.
Yeah.
Hand out Mr. Byrne cards.
Tell him what I've done, Happy.
So what's your take on this? Item level 130, not your gear, but the highest gear level available.
A little behind that.
The highest gear level available lasting until about halfway through the new leveling process up to 60.
I'm actually really happy to see that. One of the things, like for you WoW players, you guys know this Burn even MMO. Nope. One of the older WoW players and people that have played a ton of MMOs throughout the years, you'll remember going to that new expansion area, particularly like Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, in that type of World of Warcraft era, and the first couple of quests, you're replacing purple epic gear with green quest items like that. You're replacing your gear. Not only does that feel wrong as a player, it just feels wrong. Like, I've worn this stuff forever. It should still have some power as we go here. But from a development standpoint, it becomes a nightmare down the chain, hence World of Warcraft having to start item squishing and all that stuff 10 years down the road. I like the idea of the gear you have now, if you're in the 120, 130 eye level bracket, is going to carry you through half, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depending on how skilled you are with your rotations and your cooldowns. That plays into it too, of course. But it's going to last you that length of time. I like it because it keeps the stats a little more under control for a longer period of time, and it feels natural. I wouldn't go into Ishgard, immediately strip butt naked, grab whatever's on Ishgard's shelves and put it on because it's that much better. But eventually, yes, I'm in a whole new area. They might make different things, and so I might replace some pieces over time, and it just feels more organic to me doing it that way rather than new area. As soon as you go in, quests are going to start giving you gear that you're going to replace all this epic stuff that you worked a long time for.
All right, well, a pretty fair amount, but we also have to keep in mind that not only is our item level going up, but our character stats, our passive stats we get from every level are going up. And they seem to be going up quite a significant amount looking at these stats we have right here. So there was some footage of Yoshi P messing around in Ravana's story mode, which showed them at about level 54. They're probably around item level 130 at the time, although it looked like they were wearing synced down item level 70-ish gear, so we're not exactly sure what the item level sync was. And it showed the Black Mage had 7.1k HP and 5.7k MP. The Warrior without Defiance had about 11.5k HP. The Dark Knight had about 11.5k HP, a little bit less though. And then all the DPS kind of hovered between 7,200 and 7,800, including the healers. Now, looking at right now, we have... It's about average with full 130 gear. Sly, what do you have as a Dragoon with your gear on? I think I have like 6.6 as a Ninja. I think yours is a little higher because you're a Dragoon.
7.7, I think.
That's with Echo, though?
Yeah, that's with Echo. So, God, I haven't paid attention to it. Like, yeah, it's around a 6.
Still, actually, that's not bad. 130 with a 15% buff puts you at about the same point as you will be at 54. That's actually a pretty good
moniker. T13 Echo will have like 8,000, so I'm the third tank.
But by 54, that's a 15% increase.
Yeah.
That's a pretty solid way of measuring it, actually.
Yeah.
Or maybe if our item level may not be going up too fast, do you think our character stats might be?
I think it's about even.
Even? Really?
In terms of, like, what our stats and what we're getting our passive stats, like... Are you talking about strength and everything?
I'm literally, like, I mean, if our VID is scaling up at this rate, it's safe to assume our other stats are scaling up at a similar rate. So, using health as a way of gauging our stat increases... Could it be that maybe just they changed the calculation post 50, or that we really are getting just that much more in our passive character stats? Or maybe they went 30 vit. I don't know.
It's got to be. It's more than I expected. It's definitely more than I expected. And yeah, I don't see a reason that we could call it anything else besides just your actual stat increases, not too much attributed to gear at this point. We don't have anything pointing otherwise, right? And in the little demos and the snippets and the leaked stuff that we've been able to see and catch HP and things like that, I'm fine. I'm okay with that. You do whatever you want with the base stats. I like the idea of, you know what, to increase power in exponential rates when we do expansions, for instance. Let's do it to core stats or the calculations for the core stats, and that way we can keep the gear on a normal progression chain and manage that gear progression for a greater period of time. I like that.
Fair way of looking at it. But level 60, I'm sure that as a Black Mage, Barton, this surprises you. Black Mage has 9,864 health and 11,346 MP. How much MP do Black Mages have now? 3,000?
Yeah, anywhere between 3 and 4, most cases. And so, yeah, I'm loving that MP number.
Do you think it's a sign, though, a sign of things to come, that you'll actually need that MP for something, some mechanic, some fight?
It's got to be. I mean, because with that type of MP, with the rotations, the Black Mage rotations as we know them now, looking at that MP, there isn't a thing in your head that makes you go, well, I'm going to sit here and click fire 2 and fire forever and ever and ever and ever. Oh, hold on. Throw a Blizz in. Okay. No, we're good. We're good now. I mean, that's a lot of MP. So I'm thinking that some of the abilities are changing our rotation in such a way that the MP costs are going to be much greater. I mean, that's the only reason I can see the MP being astronomically better. Or Yoshi P was screwing around with admin rights and did something stupid so that we'd talk about it. And we'll end up with 7K MP or 6K MP. I'm not throwing that out the window either. It's certainly possible.
I noticed
Yoshi P.
The chat's saying it's probably I-170, Black Mage gear doesn't have piety on it unless they add it to the gear at this point. That's another possibility that
Right.
Black Mage gear will now include piety, which would also kind of be odd because that would greatly affect your rotation as you obtained more gear.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that the MP cost is scaling to such a degree that it becomes, in order to maintain some semblance of the type of rotation Black Mages are used to while getting the new abilities into the mix, the way Square Enix implies them to be used in a rotation. I'm just thinking the cost just scales to such a degree that it's necessary to make this one-time big adjustment type thing. And again, I'd rather see them do it on character than to force gear management to such a degree that I'm worried about things like my MP when I should be making decisions about accuracy and spell speed instead.
Oh god, spell speed. So a lot of these topics Sly and I have covered, so we're really just letting you do most of the talking for the first part of this show. I want your
Monologue.
opinion. Yeah, well, I want a monologue from Magickmann, obviously, so I can so I can put it under my pillow and fall asleep to it.
Me.
There you go. See, he does theater, so it works. He's the perfect person to do it.
That's what it is. So what am I monologuing about? What am I going to ramble on about now and make absolutely no sense about?
The new jobs.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah. So I really like that they're bringing Beastmaster. Wait, you guys are laughing? I don't. No, that's not coming.
No, this isn't Final Fantasy XI.
No.
Burn.
Gotcha.
You're not getting Puppet Master.
I can't wait. Yeah, Puppet Master. If we're getting Beastmaster, I want my Puppet Master. Damn it.
Blue Mage. Win. No, okay. Seriously, all right. So let's order this in what makes me the most excited and what makes me the least excited. I'm gonna go with Machinist as my most excited. I like the idea of lots of proc management. I like the idea of the turret system. I like the idea of the ammunition management. To me, being predominantly in Final Fantasy at least ranged classes, magic users, I like the idea of a physical DPS that plays like a bard but isn't as lame as a bard.
Wait.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
And see, no, wait, Tom. Before anything, for all these people giving me shit about my bard hate, there you go. One up. I don't hate it. I don't hate bards.
I had to say that for Sly. I had to.
He just shitted all over him. So put me out of the equation. I don't hate bards as much as magic.
As much as.
I love bards, but it wouldn't feel right if I didn't say that, having watched previous episodes and seen my man Sly tee off on some bard action. So I had to give a shout out. Bards, you suck. Anyway. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. They're amazing. They're amazing. They're amazing, just not useful. Anyway, so Machinist really does it for me on that scale. Next up, Arcanist, or as Astrologian, is probably number 2 for me. I like, again, a healing class because I do enjoy the white magery and the healing aspect of that. It does concern me a little bit, though, in some of and you've addressed this multiple times, Happy, on multiple Happy shows. Happy shows.
Happy shows.
Turn on channel Happy. You've talked about this in multiple Happy shows. The idea of it seems like some of the healers, or the healer classes in general, might be watered down a little bit, might be a good way to put it, where kind of they're so interchangeable, what's the point? You get that question a lot, and I've seen you answer that on your show, and there are little bits that can specialize a little bit that, okay, maybe we want a white mage for this, and I get the idea of it. I just think it's a cool concept, although I don't kind of like what it's doing to white mage and scholar. At the bottom of the list,
I knew this was coming.
Is
I
the
didn't
Dark
even
Knight,
guess.
and it's only one reason. I like tanking. I'm okay with tanking. I'm not terribly great at it, but I do enjoy it. The simple fact here is you didn't use scythes, and to me, that's wrong.
Wow,
that's wrong.
That's his Final Fantasy XI fanboyism just showing through.
Absolutely is. Has no rational reason to be using a scythe. I understand that. I understand that. Don't care. You did it wrong. Don't like it.
And that's Magickmann, everyone. So I'm glad that I'm glad you guys got to learn how much he hates swords.
Yeah, I hate swords. Hate them. Hate them.
He prefers gardening tools.
I hate him. I hate him. We already have a class that uses a sword. I get it, but and it really, a scythe isn't a terribly great weapon for the way they're handling this class. Anyway, I get it. I get all of your logical reasons. I don't like it. At the end of the day, that's what it is. I don't like it.
I don't like it. That's the bottom line. Well, then I'm sure you love crafting and gathering. Because since you love scythe so much.
Is that in the game still?
Oh, yeah.
There's still crafting and gathering?
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't be doing it.
You won't be doing it?
Nope, won't be doing it. Actually, on the crafting and gathering front, I'm going to do exactly what I did with the initial run to 50. I took my goldsmithing immediately to 50 and then maxed out so that I could do my own jewelry, my own accessories. And then I got obviously my mining up there as well, and cooking so that I could get some of the crafting assist cross-class abilities there. Other than that, I probably won't touch crafting for a long, long time. There's so many good crafters in my free company. There's just no point for me to try and do it or waste the time doing it when I could give them the business instead.
I can respect that. I can
Man,
respect
I don't
that. But
like-
I'm still going to make you talk about it. I hope you
like
understand that.
I don't like doing it. Don't like it.
You're still going to have to talk about it.
Why do I have to talk about it? I just did.
No, you're not. No, we're not. You're not done.
No, I'm done. I was going to sit back and have a cigarette while you guys talked.
Nope. Mm-mm.
No?
Simple
All right.
stuff.
All right, more stuff. Let's do it.
All right. So I mentioned before they're going to be receiving new actions while they're leveling up. Nothing too fancy there. We don't really need to delve into that. The thing that's really interesting about crafters and gatherers is the implementation of scripts. That's without a T, everyone. It's script, not script. They're not
Scriptions.
They're like, how do I? All right, Juliet. All right, I can do Juliet. All right, that works. They are like tomestones for gatherers and crafters. So if you loved capping just one type of tombstone a week, now you get to cap 2 of them if you're doing crafting and gathering.
Oh, God.
So more shit to do.
Yeah, more stuff to do, right? Isn't that what people want? Sly, don't you want more stuff to do?
Like I won't have enough stuff to do in the beginning.
No, you won't have enough. You need more. Here's blue scripts. Here you go, weekly cap. Just throw them at you.
I'll eventually get to it. I don't know when. Like, I haven't... Ever since I started freaking raiding, I haven't gone back to crafting. I don't see that happening anytime soon. So, like...
Sly, you were killing it with the crafting, man. What happened?
And they're all at 15. Except for one who's at 18. That's it. I got the final coil. That's what happened.
Wow. So, Sly saying, crafters, you suck, go raid.
See, you're putting words in my mouth. I did not say that. No.
What you're saying is, crafting was interesting to me until I started killing stuff.
Not necessarily that. You know, just raids got fun. They did.
They got...
And then, you know, the whole, like... I'm throwing my hat in for the server first race. We're not going to be world first. Let me just set my expectations.
Sly's going for world first.
No,
you heard it here first. You heard it here first.
World first announcement.
No, I heard world. I heard world.
I said I'm not going for world.
I heard world.
I know I'm staying in my lane.
It's opposite.
I'm staying in my lane.
I heard world.
I'm staying in my lane. I'm staying in my lane. I know where I stand. You know, I know where we stand. We're just going for server.
Do you wear a tie when you raid though? Because I do, and I
actually does.
I
streamed to prove it.
I don't.
He actually does. I've seen the tie.
Yep, I've streamed to prove because somebody challenged me. I also don't wear pants when I raid. Do you?
Yes, I have on pants.
So
We're not raiding right now though.
Right.
Sly.
Well, I don't wear pants for podcasts either. That's just ridiculous.
If you need to stand up, just have somebody else talk and then wait to do it.
Right. I'm like, okay, when's he gonna cut to Sly? And here we go.
And then you realize there's Twitch delay, and I already switched back.
I know. And then I'm like, well, there's my butt.
All right, so let's actually talk about scripts, because I said it, and then we said they were tomestones, and then Magickmann just said, okay, I don't want to talk about this at all, because I hate it. So let's actually talk about them. So
All right.
they're able to be used as an alternative to melded gear. It'll take you longer to get scripts to buy the gear, but you're not going to spend billions of gil. Like, all right, 9% chance, the dream, go. Okay, there's 400k down the drain. 9% chance, the dream, go. 400k down the drain. So... man, crafters, first of all, just a reminder, you're going to have to gear again. So this is important to you, because if you want to meld again, enjoy. What do we think about this? Sly, we've gotten your thoughts on this like a million times before. Like I said, burn. Wow, he just doesn't care.
What do you want me to say? It's to be expected. How else? Let me put it to you this way, maybe. What else would you have had them do?
Nothing.
I mean, because you can't leave out that big an aspect, because like it or not, there are people that love to craft, and we've got a ton of them in the free company.
They're the richest people on the servers.
They are. More power to them if they like that type of stuff. It's just not the style of game I like to play. But if you totally leave them out and just give them new recipes and give them another star to go after, but you don't increase the level cap and make some new content for that crew, you're basically crapping on them. What else would you have done? This seems like a logical progression. Yes, it's going to be grindy. Yes, it's going to be somewhat annoying to those of us that don't like crafting. But for those that love crafting and love gathering, it's more of what they love to do. So I don't really see a problem with it.
So you're saying that it was kind of thrown in just because of everything?
No. Not in any respect like that. It's more content catered to a play style that those players like to play. Gotcha. Just like they didn't throw in a new raid for you because you like to raid. They put thought into what they need to do to make it meaningful and fun for you. Mm-hmm. They're giving crafters more of the same, exactly what they like on a new scale. I'm okay with it. It's annoying for somebody like me or somebody like you, Happy, or Sly, because we look at it and go, oh my God, I would never do that. But
no, I look at the melding process and go, I would never do that.
Right. A weekend with Netflix, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
A weekend with Netflix? Yeah. I mean, that's how I got through my Relic quest, but...
Oh, you got through your Relic quest?
Twice.
Congrats.
Twice.
Congrats. I was like, oh, how much light? Fuck you, I'm out of here. I'll see you in Heavensward.
New Relic? What? Yeah, definitely not doing that. All right. Good thing we don't need to bring that up on the show, because we already have Mr. Burns' thoughts. Oh, and somebody noticed in the chat, by the way, you know how we were making the Mr. joke? The overlay does say Mr. Sly.
Oh, no, that's where I saw it initially.
Oh, okay, because I saw somebody in the chat mentioned it before, and you're like, oh, we're all Misters. So... with scripts, they decided scripts wasn't enough, actually, for crafters and gatherers. They wanted to freshen up the end game experience by giving them new means of learning about the world and using it as a means of almost implementing lore, which is an interesting thing to do with crafters and gatherers, because normally it's like, oh, what's this plant? What does it make? All right, whatever. And instead they have a bunch of these new features. The first one's Divine Favors, which gives buffs to find rare gathering nodes. And you get to select which favor you want. The favor you select determines what you can actually go out and find. It has a limited time that it's allowed to work, and it costs scripts. Something to spend your scripts on. Divine Favors. So instead of just going out into the world and farming fire clusters once an hour, it's now a little bit more of a process. A bit more of an involved process. So actually, I don't think I've ever heard your stance on all of these changes. Like, what about, let's go through them all first, I guess. Regional folklore, high-level gathering nodes, similar to the master crafting books, but it's going to require you to learn about the lore of the landscape in order to actually find them. So for gatherers, you have stuff to do now.
Yeah. It's giving you a reason to learn about lore. I was going to say an excuse, but it's giving you a reason to learn about lore. So
are those the same things, though, really?
There's a difference. But it's a good thing. I think that's a good thing with the whole regional folklores. The Divine Favors, it could be like, this could be skewed so wrong. I mean, I feel like the whole divine favors things. Is it going to have that same kind of, lockout clock like some of the nodes actually do right now, or is it just going to be, you only have about a good hour? So what was it, an hour or 2 hours?
I don't think they ever specified exactly. Do you mean right now, or do you mean with the favors?
The favors.
I don't think they ever specified just it would last a limited amount of time.
Right. Could be a good thing.
Everything in the expansion could be a good thing, Sly.
It's not gonna give me. It's not gonna like, put it like this. It's not gonna make me immediately. It's not gonna draw me immediately back to mining, or I need to get started on fishing. That's what I didn't get started on, was fishing. It's not gonna draw me back to gathering at all.
I agree with you on the divine favors front. It doesn't do anything for me, is getting me back into it. Regional folklore actually kind of piques my interest because I'm a lore hound. And so there's a thing here that I don't like, the idea of feeling like I missed out on a little bit of story somewhere because I didn't level my crafting. I hate that feeling. So the regional folklore being tied with new crafting books, stuff like that, I actually really like that, and that might get me to do a little crafting here and there. Only because I'm a lore hound, and I don't want anything left out if I have the opportunity to go and get it.
Sounds like you need to have a talk with Ethis.
Yeah.
Right, right.
He could definitely tell you a thing or two.
Which is why, I'll get my goldsmithing, I'll get my cooking, I'll get my mining up to 60, and then the rest of it whenever. But I am going to take part in it because regional folklore does interest me. And I'm a minion hound, and they're starting to put more and more behind these damn crafting walls. So
And gathering walls. There were a bunch of new gathering ones back in 2.0. Don't forget that.
Yep.
Well, since you're only leveling one crafter, I guess the specialist tier is a good thing to talk about. So the specialist tier is sort of going against everything 2.0 set in motion.
Pretty much.
Where they said you could do everything and anything on one character. And then they're like, oh, wow.
But you need everything.
Yeah, you need everything to do anything on one character. Ultimately became the lesson of crafting. With the specialist tier...
all 15s.
That's the first recommended
That's the
thing.
only reason why I have all 15s and 118, like 118, is because of that specific reason.
Yeah, and to think that the majority of them you need between their 30s and 40s, but at that point, why not just get them all to 50? And some people don't want to level all those crafters to 50 because they just want to do one craft.
That's me.
That's him. Well, then you may like the specialist tier because, first of all, you can only do it on 3 crafters total, although that's only a third of the ones you're going to do. Yep. And they actually give you an extra skill to make crafting a little bit easier without your cross-class skills. It seems like the entire point of the specialist tier is to make it so, while, yes, you do have these cross-class abilities for crafting, you do have them for gathering. Well, gathering ones don't count, so we're not talking about that. You have them for crafting. You now don't need all of them, perhaps. We don't know what these skills actually do. Is this going to at least encourage anyone to get up to 3 crafters to 60 just so they can have all of their specialist tiers done?
Nope.
Nah.
Let's throw it to Sly. My answer's no.
No.
And okay,
I mean,
Sly's done.
I really don't. I mean, Burn, are you just going to stick to the one? Let alone 3.
Yeah, I'm just going to stick to the one. And the only reason I do goldsmithing at all is simply because being a black mage, I like to have the ability to hit the right side of my gear set in those off in-between patches to kind of bump the eye level up just a few more things. Otherwise, I wouldn't even do that. I would just not do crafting at all. So it's only going to be goldsmithing for me. That's it.
Yeah, I just want to make food.
Are we talking about real life, or are we talking about the game, Sly?
Game, actually.
Okay, just making
sure. I mean, I love making food in real life. But, yeah, I've run out of food a lot. With raiding, I've run out of food so many times, and I've had to go to a fucking board just to get it. I just want to buy the mats and just make it my damn self so I don't have to, always go to the board and just want to be self-sufficient.
You want to be self-sufficient? Well, then you need all these levels so you can repair. That's self-sufficient.
Yeah, because
I don't like your smile over there, Burn, talking in the chat right now. I see what you're saying. Daddy wants steak. Man, that's going to be a weird joke for anyone who's not watching
Oh
the
my
show live.
god, that is funny for me on like 15 levels, and you have no idea.
Why not 14 levels?
Because it's 15 now. It's 15 now. And yes,
Okay.
the beep is my house, by the way. For you guys watching it on YouTube, the beep is totally my house. It has nothing to do with Mr. Happy. I think my Fios battery is dying and needs to be replaced.
Oh, man, never would have seen that one.
Oh, a few times my freaking fire alarm went out, so I had to change the fucking battery on that. So yeah, there's been a beep.
We've had battery issues in the past.
Yes.
Apparently, this show hates batteries, or vice versa.
Well, I think all of modern day hates batteries, unless they're like phone batteries.
Fuck batteries.
I mean, so I guess it doesn't matter to you that what you do with you can actually change specialists using scripts.
Yay! Makes sense. Again, let's add a new currency and give you as many reasons as we can to use it.
Fair
I'm
enough.
cool with it.
There's also going to be fetch quests for Rowena. That you start
Because she
getting-
isn't already a money whore as is.
Imagine that.
Us bringing stuff to Rowena, brand new
Rowena
concept.
Yeah.
Rowena needs more shit. Oh.
So,
okay.
was anyone else really, before they revealed the Manderville Gold Saucer, expecting it to be like Rowena just took all the tombstones and opened the Gold Saucer? Am I the only one who thought that was going to happen?
Like, part of me was. Because she's a money whore.
I don't even know what she's doing with all these things. Like, and now we're not even bringing her tombstone. She's giving us scripts in return for these items that we're going to be bringing her. It's a new feature that you can unlock at 55.
She's selling off the items.
She said, yeah, she's basically just like, okay, I took your tombstones and I turned them into this. Now go get me items and I'll give you those.
Rowena's the black market. That's what I've...
Pretty much, she's the legalized black market.
Rowena wants steaks.
If you, well, maybe that's one of the items you can bring to her. Maybe you can bring her a dragon steak.
I would eat dragon.
I would eat dragon. Come on, you kidding me? I'm sure if they had like a cow chart for dragons, you would find out about like the dragon ribeye and the dragon London broil and the dragon chuck steak. Like, come on, all the why is it so funny to you?
He's just dying.
Oh my god. Rowena's gotta eat, baby. She's gotta eat.
I don't even know why. He ruined his whole setup for that.
Oh, man.
Leaning back. So you're gonna be able to bring her dragon steaks starting at level 55. I didn't think it would still be funny to him. That's the only reason I made the joke. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Mr. Hashtag Professional over here. Zen. Anyway. So, and then she'll give you scripts and experience points in return for this. So it's a new feature to help level from 55 to 60. So I guess leave quests, exalt quests, Grand Company turn-ins, and Rowena.
Yeah, pretty much.
The thing is, this sounds like the only way to get scripts. They've not mentioned any other way to get scripts other than handing Rowena items.
Well, where else would you expect to get them though?
Leaves?
Grand
I don't
Company?
know, level 60.
I don't
difficult
think leaves. No.
Daily quests with the new Beastmen.
Grand Company.
Grand Company.
I can see them in the Grand Company. I don't see them going in leaves.
So, fetch quests, I hope you love them, because that's how you're farming your scripts.
Pretty much.
We get dungeons, you guys get to make crafting macros. Man, I wish I could macro a whole dungeon. That would be fantastic. I'm just going to start saying steak for, like, at random points in the show now, because it cracks me up.
You don't want to do it. You don't, trust me, my friend, you don't want to do it. It's gonna send us off. We'll be off the rails. Booty dragon steak. Oh my god. Chat, I love you. Chat, you're amazing. Go ahead.
So, and of course, with the scripts, we already mentioned you'll be able to get gear instead of melding. People were questioning if that gear would be equivalent to materia melded or just a stepping stone, kind of like some of the gear we have now. No, it will be 100% equivalent to materia melded gear. The trade-off being more grinding, more time investment, less money. Unless RNG, I suppose.
I'm okay with it. I'm totally okay with it. It's like the whole free-to-play thing. If I can buy it in the cash shop, or I can spend a little time doing it, I have the choice. And so I'm okay with this one.
Sounds like you're a fan of WildStar's new system, then.
What, getting players? That's a good system for that.
Oh!
What?
Oh, Damn.
Bard just run through here?
That's a running joke.
No, but I'm okay with it. It makes sense to me. Spend the gil to get it, or do it yourself, but it's going to take you a little longer. Totally makes sense.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the chat's reaction to the wild story.
There it is. Shots fired, wrecked. Oh.
Yeah. There we
Stick
go.
to the realm. No rules, just right.
Oh, snap, son. Burn with the burn. That's a good one. Nice job, Riblet. I dropped a wombo combo. All right, I'll take that one too, Pex. Nice job. Somebody asking what I just insulted.
I think that's poetry in itself, that question. Wait, what were you talking about?
Yeah. If you have to ask, just assume bards.
It's like a Z job. If you have to ask, it's better.
That's a great reference, man. Nice
You can't
job.
afford it. Except, well, you can't afford it. It's
He
free to play.
sizzled that steak!
Why is the steak thing so funny?
Yes!
All right. Mr.
Keep it
Burn,
going.
a.k.a. Magickmann, a.k.a. Minion Master, a.k.a. Steak Master. Steak Sauteer.
What the hell has happened to this show?
It's about steak now. Welcome to State of the Steak. Or steak,
Are we talking about free companies soon?
Steak of the Realm.
Steak of the realm, yes. Please make a title slide that says that for YouTube.
Steak of the Realm. Oh my goodness.
All right, free companies.
Oh, God. Yes.
I love how all of chat hasn't even questioned it. They've just come with us on this steak adventure.
Yes.
Did I buy the collector's edition or which one? Come on, Sickle. Which one do you think I bought?
Oh, now I need steak for dinner. All right, Sly, you put this part in the notes, so I'll let you take this one.
So with free companies, we're gonna get a workshop that's gonna cost about a cool meal, and I can't get it because I'm third world right now. I spent all of my fucking gil, and I'm right now between.
If you were crafting, this wouldn't be a problem.
True.
No, it would be a problem because I'd be even worse. I'd probably have 100K instead of 600K if I was fucking crafting now. But yes, I have 600K gil. I'm third world. I can't get this workshop. But with this workshop, you will get a crafting stand for FC crafting, a control stand for airship voyages, and that's going into the airships, and a blueprint stand for crafting new crafting recipes. I'm still mad because I'm third world and I can't keep
Sly, it's a free company. You have a free company. Just be like, give me 400K and I'll take care of the rest.
But
is that like taking your manhood away if you can't pay for it yourself?
Kinda. I kind of feel that way.
Sly's got to bring home the bacon for his free company.
Or the steak.
Yes! I knew he was going to say it! As soon as you said bring home the bacon, I knew Sly was going to say it.
Boom. Boom.
Yes. Workshops.
What is this show even about anymore?
Steak. Not even potatoes. We didn't have any sides. We're just...
I just love how 700 people in chat just came with us.
Oh, God.
They didn't even question it. You guys are amazing. They were just like, all right, we'll joke about steak. Let's do it.
Sorry, vegetarians.
Yes.
Anyway, moving on to the next point, Sly.
Airship crafting. We're getting airships. And they're taking us places we've never been before, or they're just mini retainers. I'll get to that. Airships can be sent on ventures.
Woohoo! Ventures!
Yes, my question is, what the hell are airships going to bring us back? Are they going to bring us back fish? Like our dumb... Are they going to bring us back...
That would be pretty funny if your airship brought you back a fish. HQ.
High quality fish.
Doors. Things like that. Like random shit that you don't expect.
I just imagine like Santa's sleigh crashing into a house for some reason, and then just bringing it back to the North Pole. Like I got this this year. Here, patch up the house.
But apparently they're bringing back exclusive materials. Fish.
Minions.
Fish.
Minions.
Either of you disappointed with this initial foray into airships? I mean, we're going to talk in a minute about where they're going after that, but what you've just listed is pretty much all we get for 3.0. Anybody kind of disappointed in the initial oomph here with the airships.
I mean, they've
really.
always done this though, where they throw in a feature and they say this is it in its bare bottom form. Just know that it's there, and now that it's in the game, that's our way of promising you we will expand upon it.
Well, come on. I mean, the ethereal wheel. Good grief.
We'll talk about that.
We always thought it was going to be something better, and still isn't. And I know they're going to do stuff with airships, but I think I'm a little disappointed on you introduce airships and you make this idea of build it, and work together, free company, do it. It's going to take a lot of work. You got to get a lot of stuff, a lot of guild, do it, and then boom, you have a freaking airship. Click it and send it on a quest.
Now that you say it like that, that does seem kind of lackluster. Like, yay, we spent all this money.
3.1, they're going to do some stuff with it. 3.2, they're going to do more stuff with it. And we know it's going to be cool and all that stuff. But, oh, man, it's just like, now what do we do? Click, venture, see you in 36 hours. Oh, okay. That was a bit underwhelming.
You're a bit underwhelming.
Your mom's a bit underwhelming.
Your steak's a bit underwhelming.
Oh!
It's cooked rare. I don't like it. Anyway.
God.
I want you to explain this to me in the post show.
It was a comment in chat, a joke about daddy wanting steak, and I said it back in chat, and chat has just they've loved it. It has been adopted by chat. The steak memes are a-flying, and poor YouTube. I wish you could read the chat, because then some of this would make a lot more sense. I'm trying not to bring up the steaks, but
better come to the live show is what Burn is saying.
that's what I'm saying. Come see it live, because it's a totally different show.
There you go.
No, it's the same show. It's just
No, it's totally different.
okay.
It's different. It's live.
It was a mistake. Oh my god.
Moving on.
I gotta admit that one was good. That one was good. That one was.
That one was easy.
Oh.
Anyway.
So yeah, steak. So airships will be able to ride with 2 islands with bosses in 3.1, as Burn said, and each FC can have up to 4 airships. Now, do we think this is the right amount, or more or less? Personally, I think it depends on the FC. Because you have some smaller FCs and some large FCs, and I don't think 4 is enough. I mean, what do y'all think?
I'll let you go first on this one, Burn.
I'm fine with 4. To me, and again, it's they also didn't lock themselves into 4. They just said 4 is what we're going to be available when we put in 3.1. They haven't said, we're not doing more. In fact, I think one of the answers was that we may do more over time. So I'm okay with 4 right off the bat, because I think it's going to take you a while to build that many anyway. So I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem.
I think that for small free companies, I think 4 is going to look phenomenal. I guess the question is, how many people do you even need to send on these missions when you're actually able to go to these places? What's an adequate number? Because 4 may just be a goal that it's like you always have the option to do more, which is never a bad thing. So it's just if we ever decide we want more people, we have more options. But I also don't want it to be like, well, we are just a small group. Are these airships even going to be useful to us in the first place? And yes, there are other systems in place we'll talk about. But the other concern I have is within free companies that do active raiding, there's already a bit of a click mentality. I'm questioning if airships are going to be assigned to different statics to do with what they will please and create even more clicks. And it's supposed to be a free company. I love just watching Burn go to the chat to type jokes about steaks.
No, I'm not. I'm replying to people that are
okay.
Or well,
before when I'm not looking, I just assume it's about steaks.
No.
Okay. I want it to be a free company bonding thing, and I'm hoping that it doesn't go too far in either direction. I think 4 is a number they should stay at. I don't see a need to have more than that unless they seriously make it so that you have a reason to be on 4 different islands at any given time. 4 is good for me. I mean, I guess it's more interesting that we get to customize them.
Yeah.
With parts, right? What they...
Yeah, I mean, we only know what these do kind of slightly. What I'm looking at what parts we got here, Sly?
We have the bow, the hull, the stern, and the sail.
Somebody out there's gonna hate you for calling it a bow.
Bow.
There we go. Somebody out there was going to hate you for that, so I just figured I'd get him. Just please correct it, Sly.
Thank you.
And right now, somebody's hitting backspace on a YouTube comment.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I said it actually in the first place.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, the ability to make all these different airships with parts that determine how far you can go, how fast you can do it, how many items you can even bring back, which boggles my mind because why can't I just stick it in my pocket? I got 175 spaces in there. I'm good to go. I got all these armory. I got the armory chest. I got all this stuff. Why can't I just put it in my pocket? Why does the airship matter at all? But they're trying to make it like a real experience here. Do you think they're going to succeed in making it an experience, Burn? Like a real experience come 3.1, not just some side stuff like gardening and chocobo raising have been in the past?
No, I think they know they have to make this an experience. This is a big deal. Like it or not, airships, mainstay, the whole series, all that jazz, and you didn't put them in initially. You're making a big deal about we're adding flying in the expansion outside of airships and airships themselves. I think they know. You got to make this one a big deal. And I think 4 wasn't picked at random. I honestly think, I'm hopeful at least, that the process to build airships takes such a certain amount of time that they would expect a reasonable size free company to be able to do it in, let's say, 4 weeks. That's just what they've come up with in the background, that they say, okay, if we give them 4 slots off the road, this shouldn't be a problem because we expect it's going to take 3 to 5 weeks for most free companies to build it. And by the time they fill up that 4th slot, boom, 3.1 is there, and they have all kinds of other stuff to do. I do have a question on this one, though. They're using the word ventures here, that we're going to be sending them out on ventures. Mm-hmm. Are we getting another venture token currency?
That's a good question. Have they said anything about that?
I haven't seen anything.
I'm pretty sure it's just you need time to refuel the tank.
Kind of like just a cooldown. It's not a...
Right. And I guess it's a question of then do you need to gather the resources to create the fuel before it can go out on another venture? And even then, does it go into some sort of repair from its mission? Because they mentioned that the airship itself could run into a few problems on the way there or back, considering that the skies are, have dragons and stuff in them.
Well, and also have 900 airships now in them flying around from all these free companies.
You think Ishgard's got somebody like directing them to make sure?
Wouldn't that be
crash?
amazing though? Like you come back and your airship isn't there, and when you try to redeem the venture, it says that your airship crashed into this free company's airship and they were both destroyed. That'd be really sweet, actually.
You're probably the only one. This isn't The Sims. This isn't The Sims. Our game stays live most of the time. Anyway,
Burn, going back to one thing you said about maybe 3 to 4 weeks, right?
Yeah, that was just me assigning a number, by the way.
Okay.
That's nothing I
so
read.
it wasn't like a hardcore just number.
No.
How long do you think it'll
take? That was me being Square Enix employee saying, all right, we've calculated that it'll take 3 to 4 weeks. So let's give them 4 slots. I'm hopeful that it's something like that takes a month to at least a month to do for a normal free company, like anywhere from 100 to 300 people. Those bigger free companies are going to do it a lot faster, and that's fine. That's why they've banded together in a bigger group.
And here's why I asked this, because going back to another point about bosses being out at certain places, like that time frame in accessing this content, fair wouldn't be the word I use, but do you think it's, I'll go ahead and say it, fair to even put a time frame on that for you to access other content, like bosses and everything like that, everything that's out there only accessible to airship?
No. I'm not proposing that they have some type of lock on these are the resources you need to build an airship, and you can only farm up 100 of these resources a week, and so we are forcing your hand to take at least 4 weeks to do this. I'm just saying that it's all unlocked, and some free companies are probably going to do it faster, and some are probably going to be doing it a little slower. And yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's fair to do that. You're not taking the content away from my free company by doing it. You just got to experience it 8 days before I do. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Just like, they launch all the content in raids at the same time, but somebody's going to get world first, and the other free companies aren't. I'm okay with that.
Well, first.
And then there's another thing that a lot of people clamored over: ethereal wheels.
Yes. It's a tongue twister. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Sly.
Thank you. Now, Happy, can you kind of explain this to me? Like, what the hell is this?
It's a wheel you put in your house, and when you feed it ether, it gives you actions that you could have probably just spent all that time going out and just farming free company points and bought them yourself. What they're doing now instead is they're giving the ethereal wheel unique actions. And, well, finally, I guess.
Why not when it was introduced? It was such a... and they made such a big secret about it, too. Like, they never talked about it, but it was in every note and thing that they put up. They never talked about the damn thing. And then it was like, wait, that's all it does? That's really? Why wouldn't they have just done that at the beginning, given it some unique actions, and there you go, call it a day? It seems so weird. It's to me, maybe it's we had other ideas for this and for some reason couldn't implement them. I mean, that's how bizarre this whole thing is to me. I don't get what's going on with the ethereal wheel.
Well, maybe we'll find out.
Maybe we shall.
Maybe.
And the last thing, and kind of unrelated to airships, glamour for housing. Buscarons Brothers 2.0. That's all I'm saying.
You're gonna make a tavern, Sly?
Yes! I want the foxhole to be a bar. It's gonna be a bar.
It sounds like a strip club.
No.
The foxhole.
I mean, they have bars. They have bars at strip clubs, Sly.
That's true.
Welcome to the foxhole.
We are a classy establishment.
So
well, you need to change
club.
your name. That's not very classy.
No, so it's a gentleman's club. There we go.
It's a gentleman's club.
There
That's why he's wearing a tie.
Hey, Pac-Man Jones ain't
Runs a
nothing wrong
gentleman's
with
club.
Ain't nothing wrong with script club. Nothing wrong with going to a script club. Ain't no sin.
You're calling it a script club because Pook called it a script club.
I have a drop for it.
Sly Steakhouse of strippers. Love it. Love it.
Oh, God. All right.
This is kind of weird to me because is this the whole housing system a glamour system in the first place? They're just adding it to the free company housing as one. They gave us one of the stands. Which one? Just the plain crafting stand and the blueprint stand. Sly, what is it? You're laughing over there.
Foxhole Sticks.
That one's funny. That's funny.
Oh, God. Y'all terrible. Y'all just terrible. Oh,
Y'all terrible.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
It's terrible.
Somebody keeps telling me to notice their joke.
Here, I'll notice it.
Say it again. I don't know.
I'm scrolling up. I'm not even giving him. Not if the steak is burned.
Zing.
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 There we go.
Glamours for housing. Doesn't make sense.
Why not? I want my house to look like a freaking tavern. I mean, I know you can design your house in any way, shape, and form, but you know, it adds an extra layer to design, I guess. So I'm all for it.
I guess I just don't get why they couldn't have just put new regular crafting recipes.
Exactly.
Why it has to be like a shoehorning it into free unless it is literally like you're not just replacing a wall. They're literally brand new parts that are only accessible through the free company crafting, and you can actually see almost like your house being built over time. Like, you see the unfinished aspects of it, and over time you see the new bricks slowly get to be replaced, or the thing over on the side, whatever that thing might be. It's half built, or other than that, I just don't see why it had to be shoehorned into the free company crafting.
That's my whole thing. Yep.
Fair enough.
That's all he needs.
I'm gonna say ditto.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, so this next part I specifically put in the show notes because Mr. Byrne was here, and we are going to be talking about player versus player content.
All right, time to go make a steak. I'll be back. See, Bird took it a step further. Oh man, happy. This is all you.
I'm just watching Mr. Byrne. This is a three-person show.
Oh god.
You can have it in your mouth all you want. You're gonna have to talk eventually. That's what she said.
Giggity.
Giggity.
I can hear you just fine. Go ahead and monologue about PvP. I'll be right here.
So, Mr. Byrne, I'm going to ask you a question right now. All right. So, we're getting a new Frontlines map, first and foremost. It's going to open 4 weeks after the expansion launches. It's going to have a brand new rule set. Hopefully, we'll get Capture the Flag before Destiny does, because we found out they're getting something like it soon. And brand new PvP gear, higher PvP ranks, all that stuff that you loved about PvP before, except now we're going to have more of it. Byrne, what do you think?
Great. I mean, sure.
Camera's on you.
For those of you that go to a story-driven game, a story-driven IP to play PvP, you're getting more stuff.
But what about ranking up? What if there's minions?
All 15. If they put minions behind this stuff, then I will never have a complete set. Ever.
Damn. So you were not touching PvP at all.
I hate PvP, particularly in Final Fantasy. Particularly in Final Fantasy. I don't think it's well implemented. I think it's come on, you like PvP, Happy, and you can't disagree with me that it's not well implemented. To me, it's almost like we have an MMO, so we have to put PvP in it. And that's what I get the feeling that they kind of did with this. And granted, they may go to great places with it, and it may be a lot of fun for all of you guys and gals out there that do it. That's fine. I'm not averse to PvP. I just don't think that it's any real good in Final Fantasy.
So
there's better PvP out there, and I very much feel like it was forced. We're making an MMORPG. We have to put PvP in it because every news outlet will say, oh, the next big AAA title that's coming out isn't going to have PvP. And we don't want to be in those shoes, so let's... how's the Wolf's Den sound to everybody? Everybody like that name? Everybody? All right, now what do we want to do? Let's build a circle room. There's not enough incentive to do it. It's not terribly well balanced. I generally not impressed with the PvP system in 14.
Well, what if I told you they're going to be I don't want to use the word fixing. I don't want to use that word. Modifying the Wolf's Den, which I think is really where we got our most...
You couldn't make me go back to Wolf's Den if you paid me $1 million. I'm sorry.
All right, that's bullshit. No. If somebody gave you $1 million to queue into Wolf's Den, you would do
I wouldn't. I would
somebody
not.
Somebody gave me $1 million. All I'd do is PvP.
And there we go. We found his PVS.
Found his in.
PVS.
If there is one of you that wants to donate $1 million
about player versus
to me
stake?
right now, I will do nothing but PvP in Final Fantasy XIV for the rest of my Final Fantasy XIV days.
No. Just Wolf's Den, though. Not even including Frontlines.
If somebody wants to donate $1 million to me, I will do the Wolf's Den every day for 4 hours, and that's all I will do in Final Fantasy XIV.
There are some people who already do that for free.
But they want him to do it.
They enjoy it. For $1 million, I would put myself in misery for 4 days every day. That's fine.
I mean, how in the blue hell can they improve the Wolf's Den? What can they do? Make it a square. Make it an oval. Still going to be NASCAR. You're still chasing the fucking healer.
It's a good analogy.
It is.
But
Tough guy.
that's a good analogy for a few reasons. For the biggest thing is there's no way to differentiate the skill of the people you're playing against, to equalize who is playing against who, which is one thing they're going to be tackling here. Matchmaking based on a points and a rating system. Something that is really core to people who enjoy PvP in the first place. If you don't have a reason to compete, most people won't compete in the first place. There needs to be some level of reward that's not a piece of gear that only works in the Wolves' Den in the first place, otherwise as glamour.
Do I have to go Herm Edwards? You play to win the game. You play to win the game. That's just...
But that if modern day has taught us anything, that is not enough. You do not simply play to win nowadays. You play because Xbox will give you 10 points on your gamer score, or because you have this innate sense that I have to complete everything, but not because you want to win. That's just, I see that as like the biggest reason the Wolves. On top of that, it's one fucking arena. Like, I can only see the same arena so many times with no variety whatsoever before I get sick and tired of it. And the matches taking longer to start than they are to finish, and etc., etc., etc. But they are going to be making adjustments. What about, and then seasonal rankings that give you special titles and items that say, hey,
there are seasons in the shit now?
Can I just say that if you needed more proof that the PvP was kind of shoehorned in here, can you just look at the progression of systems that surround the PvP in general, and look at PvP was introduced, and then, oh wow, people are win trading. We need to figure out a way to counterbalance that. I mean, if you were honestly thinking about PvP for a long time, you would have come up with, what are the core systems we need? We need a way to shoot down win trading. We need a way to effectively match make. We need a way to do this competitive stuff. And it just feels like all these updates are so far behind where they should be that it almost screams to me that we threw this in at the last minute and figured we'll give you the content, have some fun with it, we don't care what you do, we'll sort it out over the next year. That's just the way it feels to me. And I could be totally wrong, and they had it in the cards from the time they stripped version 1.0 off the servers and got ready to really start the development with 2.0. But to me, it just feels shoehorned in, and the development throughout the last year kind of shows that they're behind on things that should have been there day one or shortly after.
And as somebody who likes PvP and thinks that a rating system is something that is mandatory, I completely agree. The fact that there's also only one arena is also, that's like a really big thing for me.
Yeah.
It's the same with Frontlines, because whether you're playing Slaughter or Secure, for those who actually end up playing Secure once in a while,
still Cardinal Flats.
It's still the Cardinal Flats.
Yeah.
In the end, it doesn't matter if you make it so there's different PvE enemies out there to fight over, different objectives. It is still the same map. And that is one of the biggest things, is sort of fooling people into think they're doing something different by giving them a different map to do it on. I mean, FPS games have been doing that for ages. Different walls to hide behind, different choke points. You're still doing the same thing, but it grants you the illusion that it's a vastly different experience. And that keeps it fresh in my mind, something PvP absolutely needs. So,
and I'm not, by the way, I'm not bashing it. I enjoy PvP. If you like it in Final Fantasy XIV, fine. It's there to have fun. It's a video game. Have fun the way you want to have it. I just don't think it's well implemented, and I don't think it was on the chalkboard for any more than we have to have this at some point.
I'm bashing the Wolves Den. Fuck that shit.
Sly,
wait.
Just get good. Come on. Oh, and there we go. That's a new thing now. He just drops. He just drops it. He just drops the controller. He doesn't have a mic. He doesn't want to take his headset off and drop that, because
no,
that might ruin the show. Yeah,
it might be loud.
Yeah, you can't do that. That's not good. So, assuming that they did all these things that you wanted, they put all the new maps in, they put all this ranking systems in, all these core systems, would you at least try it?
I mean, I'm down to try freaking Frontlines altogether, but again, fuck the Wolves Den. Fuck that shit. Not doing it. No. No way in hell.
Another problem with the Wolves Den: forced party composition. That should never exist in a PvP game.
No.
Why the fuck you think I don't want to go?
I will definitely check them both out. It's simply just so I can say I did because I don't like bashing or hating or however chat wants to say it on something that I don't know about. So yes, of course, I'm going to go in, I'm going to play it a little bit, I'm going to experience what the changes are and things like that, and because I want to be able to speak intelligently about something, whether I like it or not. That's just like a OCD thing up here.
And you're a black mage too, so by default, you should love Frontline.
Right? Right?
Because you win every game by yourself.
True.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Still have never once queued for Frontlines.
Really?
Never once.
Not once.
Not once.
Even when it first came out, you didn't even say.
Nope. Still have never once queued for Frontlines.
Okay,
Which is why I stay away from talking about Frontlines being good or bad because I have no experience with it. Just no desire to do it.
I've done Wolf's Den twice. Tried it once. Thought maybe okay, it was a bad run. Twice, same damn thing. You're chasing after a greased up deaf guy the entire time. That's all it is. Fuck it. Not doing it again. There's no way in hell they can improve on it and like nerf sleep, maybe?
They did. That's the sad part.
No. Fuck
Gotta
it.
get good, Sly.
No. Fuck that shit.
All right. So those are all the major Heavensward topics that we wanted to cover for the night. But because having Magickmann on here is a pretty big deal.
Oh.
There's a lot at stake.
There's
Those
oh my
eyebrows
god.
back.
You tell me you picked up on that pun right there.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
I'm the fact you didn't react to it scared
I'm proud.
me. I was-
I'm proud of what's happened here today, man.
There's
I'm
a lot at stake.
I'm
Oh,
proud
yeah.
of what's happened.
Oh yeah. So want to leave just everything on the table right here. Is there any topic you want to discuss with us, Magickmann? Because you didn't put anything down in the show notes. This would be a complete surprise
Yes,
to
I did.
us.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Under all of these memories that we're going to talk, I put my thing down there because I thought it fit a little bit better as a wrap up than to put it in the beginning here. So yes,
Oh. So you want to wait on it?
I do want to. If you want, we could do it now. I just thought it made a little more sense after that, and that's just the show notes in me.
Fair.
It's your show. It's your show.
No, we will do it then.
All right. All right.
As for any other new game systems they're adding, is there anything in particular that we didn't touch on that you're excited for?
No.
No?
No, I mean, you guys, I've watched the show. A big fan. Obviously, I've said this before the show. Big fan of you, Happy, for a long time. We've been friends for years now. Sly, big fan of your work, too. And so I've watched the State for many, many weeks. And fantastic 3.5-hour show last week. I mean, you guys have really covered it all. On my side, I'm looking forward to the new content, the new story. Yes, I'm looking forward to the new rating. Yes, I am in favor of what they've done with the story mode versus the hard mode versus the extreme. Insert whatever name they're going to use for the particular patch, because that's getting on my nerves, by the way. Extreme is hard, but not normal, which is different than story. Please standardize that. It's becoming a pain in the ass. I do like that because that'll give me a chance as a more casual raider to experience the story aspect of the game while not having to play at the level, like you and some of your guildmates have to play at to get through the content and try to get through it as fast as possible to take server and world firsts. So I'm right on the same page with what you guys have talked about a lot on the shows. Those are some of the key things that I'm really psyched about. And I just can't wait to get in there for the story. That's the whole reason I play Final Fantasy XIV is the damn story. And so far, they're rocking it on that front. They're really rocking it.
And especially rocking it with the new launch trailer that came out.
Yes.
Today. Found out about that about 3 o'clock Eastern, I think they put it live on the channel. And I forgot to include it in the show notes behind the scene. It's breaking the fourth wall right now. You guys aren't supposed to know that it's a show and we have a script and notes and things that we follow. Not supposed to know that. But I just included it for you guys if you want to pull it up. I say we watch it together.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm going to throw it up on the screen, and you two shut up because they're going to be able to hear you while it's going on. I can't wait to just hear Byrne be like, fuck that. Oh, that works. There you go. That's one way to keep your mouth shut. All right, let's pull it up on the screen right now. And
Make sure it's the English one, by the way.
I did. Sly, I just clicked the French one and go. It sucks that they didn't actually put what language each one was, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I picked the. Now you got me nervous. I'm pretty sure I picked the English one. We'll find out in about 15 seconds. Let's get started.
Had to get the sound effect in there.
In the distant
Snick
past,
of a lighter.
King Thordan and his knights 12 fought and defeated Nidhogg.
For 7 days and 7 nights, a bitter battle raged, at the close of which Thordan and half his knights lay dead.
Children of the land,
We seek to excise the root of an evil that has blighted us for 1,000 years.
that once rang clear, two souls intertwined, one true.
It has been a long and arduous journey, and we have lost much and more along the way.
And heaven's near, but flames that burn full bright soon fell dark. Memories dim by shadowed hearts. In the waxing gloom did wane the lover's moon, watching as their worlds drift apart.
So, the dragons are coming.
It shall be my penance to bear a knight's arms until death grants me leave to retire. When that day comes, no prince shall perish, but a hell's-bound hunter of dragons. Their very existence threatens the life of this star.
Mayhap they're waiting for a fitting moment to break the news, or mayhap they know of some other reason to delay.
Lolorito!
Hearken to me, O great ones. Give yourselves to the life stream, a drifting soul to find.
You are the beacon of hope towards which all men are drawn.
Spare us the hyperbole. It is not for praise that we fight. coming battle is a chance to excise the root of this conflict. And by my hand, it shall be done.
What do you know of the Ascians? Those harbingers of chaos and strife?
Very well. Let us show these mortals the true power of the Echo.
I am become you.
And we are become one. Heideland's champion has grown too strong. Equilibrium must needs be restored. The time has come for you and yours to join the fray. Warrior of Darkness.
That was pretty good. I think we all had the same reaction when we saw this like 5 hours ago. Bern, I know you're a theater major, but come on.
Not a theater major. Get the hell out of here.
You were a theater major, I'm assuming.
No, I wanted to have a job after college. I'm a secondary education calculus major, and I also have a degree in software engineering. And theater's on the side.
And but so you have a passion for theater.
I have a passion for theater.
There you go. You're majorly theatrical.
There you go.
That's what I meant to say. I said it in the wrong order. That was a pretty sweet trailer.
It was.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of little story tidbits.
Want a nerd? Hey, that hurts. The truth hurts sometimes. And if you have a theater degree, you know that I was not speaking out of turn when I said I wanted a job. I know a few people with theater degrees too.
They have them for sure, unfortunately. Anyway, yeah. I mean, the new LB3s.
Do bars still suck, Bern?
After that LB3, do they still suck?
Yeah, because they need 7 other people to be able to do that.
Wow. Way to describe the limit break system.
Oh my god! Wow.
Just the truth. Get 3 to 7 to 24 of your favorite friends, and you too can do something useful.
Y'all can no longer
I'm
talk
gonna
shit
get
about
so
me.
much Bard hate,
Y'all
and I don't
no
really
longer
hate
talk shit about
Bards
me
that
about
well.
Bard hate.
I really don't hate Bards that much.
He is just nitpicking.
That much. That much. What if a Bard brought you a steak?
Then we could be friends. We could be friends.
He's not saying they're good. He's just saying they can be friends.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Just clarifying.
Chad's saying I ain't right. I ain't right.
I ain't right. I ain't right.
Oh, man. The hate mail's already incoming.
I don't hate Bards much.
It was a beautiful showcase. It was a beautiful showcase. Between the music, between the 2 new primals, finally getting to see a little bit of them in action.
Them too. Well, we heard Ravana. We didn't hear Bismarck. I mean, all you can do is just whale sounds.
Oh, I gotta ask you guys. Oh God, what is it?
Stop at put in chat. What's the difference between a bard and a guitar? A guitar takes skill to play.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Ooh. Good times.
Good times. So one thing that's throwing me off, and I don't know about you guys, they changed all the voice actors for every single person. It seems.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they don't. It's not like they sound worse. I was just taken by surprise. It's not very. It's like they seriously did every single person who did a Realm Reborn. They were like, no, that patch we did 3 months. No, we're not doing that. I won't. You got to get somebody else. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't. It's like, it's like when somebody's doing an Avengers movie. Like, no, I don't want to be a part of a movie that makes billions of dollars. No way. Why would I want to do that?
Well, I mean, let's not pretend that voice actors in video games are just rolling in the Skrilla. I mean, come on. That's.
But having a consistent, project to be working on, I'm sure, as a voice actor, and one that's people love, unless they've started reading like YouTube comments and shit. Like, I hate these English voice actors. They suck. They're
Well,
like,
to be honest, I actually prefer, and maybe this is just me, I actually prefer the cutscenes in Japanese with English subtitles. I think the Japanese voice actors sound better. However, I've also read on the Japanese
But isn't that the
forums
majority?
that they prefer
The
watching
English.
the English ones because they think the Japanese voice actors are very bad.
so we just hate our own languages. That's
Yeah.
ultimately
Maybe
what
that's
it
it.
comes down to.
Self-loathing.
Maybe that's it.
Self-loathing.
I mean, we're not going to get into a whole culture thing here, but yeah. I mean, the only voice actor I thought was pretty impressive to me so far, the English one, Ravana's was pretty chilling to hear. He sounds like an insect, which is probably a good thing. And he sounds almost like he respects the player in his statement.
Kind of like the Ramu situation.
Yeah, like as long as you're strong, it sounds like he respects you. Like if you beat me, you have my respect, which is a pretty, again, unique thing to throw on as a character. But we could talk about this trailer for a whole episode of State of the Realm.
Yes,
So
we could.
maybe we should move on to.
It's awesome. You've all seen it. You don't need our opinions.
Yes, they do. They need to know exactly what Magickmann thinks of Bard at all times.
No. Love him. Bard's favorite class. Never mind. I couldn't even.
You can't even say it with a straight
couldn't-
face. Like,
I
no.
couldn't- I like threw up in my mouth a little. It was bad.
He's Grievous in ant form. Listen, Grievous was a badass. All right, Grievous is my favorite machine Jedi thingy. Anyway, yeah, he's a whatever. Anyway, so moving on, we have a special segment that we want to introduce that Sly would like to introduce since it is his idea in the show notes.
A retrospective of A Realm Reborn. Just looking back at some of our most memorable moments of 2.0 to Heavensward and what we like, what we didn't like. So
You're not allowed to say PvP, Burn. We got that out of the way already.
Yeah, let's get out the
Nope, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. So I want to start off with everyone's most memorable moment, and Happy, I'll let you go first.
You know what? We've actually spoken about my most memorable moment before on the show because I technically have two. My most memorable moment.
Two as well.
My most memorable moment is the lines. We spoke about this last week. The lines for the content when the game first came out, because there was no way. Like some MMOs, they feel empty at times because not everyone's crowding a zone because it's not the hype end game zone. But you had all these level 50 characters in a line waiting to do an instance that just I don't know. We've joked about it a lot the past few weeks, but I love seeing that because it's just like seeing all of those people in one place with a common goal. It's totally not how anyone but me interprets it, but that's what I see when I see those like long lines. If I had to, I guess I can use that because I want to name one that frustrated me as well as one that I actually loved, because that frustrated the hell out of me too because I had to wait at the back of that line. I would just be like, no, I'm not playing for the rest of the night. I'm not doing it.
Right.
I'm coming back at 6 a.m. I'm not. It's cool. I'm going to take a screenshot, but I'm logging off now. And then one moment that I loved. I got to say, first getting to turn 9 and seeing the boss was probably one of the biggest things for me. I'd say all of Second Coil's story was probably a highlight for me. Final Coil had great story, but compared to First Coil, Second Coil just took a character that I had followed for 2 years prior and threw them in my face, and I loved every minute of it. I love the story of the Coils. That's going to be my most memorable moment.
Burn?
I've got two most memorable favorite moments. And they're both raid related. They're both raiding original Coil, T4 to be exact. One of these stories is T4, the other one is T2. So we're in turn 4 and we're learning it, right? We're our group, our dedicated raid group, we have Viper, Patricules, and Nywara, and all the gang. we're there doing our thing, learning this whole gauntlet fight for T4, and it's not going well. It's not going well. So we quit. We come back the next week. It's still just not going well. There's something not clicking here. We're losing the tank, and it's just something is not working. Position, we try this. There's a couple different strats at the time, remember? Now there's kind of just one uniform strat that everybody uses, especially with the Echo. Go in and zerg it. But at the time, there was a few different strats, position-wise, that you could try, and just none of them were working for us. And I remember after being in there for 3 hours one night, and it just not going well at all. Wipe after wipe after wipe. Our main tank, Patricius at the time, dies in the middle of a fight, and healer tries to res him mid-fight, and you just hear over mumble, you hear Patricius's just totally beaten down voice come on and say, guys, when I die, just stop resing me in the middle of the fight because I'm getting really sick of the repair bill.
What a team player.
Wow.
It was amazing. He's paying double repairs every single time because he's the only one dying twice ever. Amazing. Just the voice, you could tell he was just so beaten, and it's an awful story, but one of my most favorite memorable moments. The other one is Bard related and is in T2. And again, we're just learning T2, and we're getting all the way down to the final portion of it.
No enraged strat for everyone in the chat.
That wasn't a thing yet. That wasn't a thing yet. So we're beat the 3 nodes, and we get down there and everything. And we're learning it, so we're making progression, which is great. And we get to probably about 25-ish%, right around in there. And the party starts to wipe. And we're like, okay, guys, one of the tanks is down, one of the healers is down. Just wipe it, guys. So the DPS starts falling, and the Bard accidentally pops limit break, and everybody's back up, and just to wipe a second time. Fantastic stuff. Absolutely love it. 2 of my favorite moments. One that frustrated me that I did not like, but is pretty funny now, is anything bee or wasp related. So Sunken Temple of Karn the first time through there, and then of course Demon Wall the first time through there.
Not the bees!
Definitely. And it was so frustrating. Kill the bees, please target the damn bees. Target the DPS, target the bees. We're dead. Son of a bitch. I said target the bees. Target the damn bees. So, love it. Now, no problem, but hated it then.
Now no problem, because they're not there anymore.
Right. Right.
They're over in hard mode. All right, well, Sly, how about you? What were some of your favorite moments?
Favorite moment actually came from T13 when it was after I cleared, and we were trying to help Raze clear, and no, this was after she had cleared. Or was it? But it was one of the clears where we had gotten the final phase. We had gotten down to about, it was at that 2% mark. And then both our tanks died to Ockmorn. And then I'm the next in line for Ockmorn. And then he Ockmorn somebody else and just picks everybody off. We didn't, Raze and I think the Bard were left. Everybody else was gone. We thought, I think he actually was about to hit Raze, and then it turned all black, and we had cleared it. And so the thing that we said was that we were carried by dots. Basically, we got carried by dots.
More dots, more dots, more
we
dots.
got carried by dots, and that's how we cleared. Least favorite memory, fuck it. Titan EX.
Titan EX. Just
Titan EX, because falling off shit is fun.
And you're a Dragoon, so that must have been doubly as embarrassing.
Yeah. Hey, I'll say this. I have not elusive jumped off a single damn thing in this game just yet. Not once. Not once.
He's a Dragoon. His nickname is Carpet. They both just lie there. Nice job.
Burn!
Jokes.
I got
Burn.
jokes, chat. I got
Burn
jokes.
with the burn. Don't make that laugh again. Don't do that. Oh my god.
Okay,
I have
Go
the
ahead.
more dots thing pulled up, but I didn't know exactly where in the video they say it, so I didn't play it.
Okay, favorite feature.
So, okay, Burn, we don't have to do him because it's PvP. So, my favorite feature... Burn, I'll let you go first this time.
Favorite feature added? Bag sorting. Thank you. Why wasn't that there? Why? Thank you. Done.
Oh, all right. All right. It's funny because I still forget to use that from time to time. Favorite feature. I'm so, like, neutral about so many features. Like, there's good and there's bad with all of them with me. I try to see both sides of it, so it's hard for me to really nail one down. The Wandering Minstrel. I'll go with that. Simply because it gives us some sort of bullshit excuse to go back and do a fight that wasn't hard enough the first time. They only used it for Savage. He had a great appearance in the 1-year anniversary of the game. And he's wandering, so I'm hoping he'll follow us to Ishgard and give us an excuse for more I'm sure he's actually probably going to be used in the Savage Alexander story. Because I have a feeling they're not just going to let us open up Alexander Savage as if it's like some sort of attunement thing. The attunement will probably beat Alexander normal and then go talk to the Wandering Minstrel and have him do it as a feature. Ultima Hard Mode, also. One of my favorite fights in the game, even still to this day. Something that's just a little bit more epic than the original. Great music, hard enough to be challenging to people, whether it be in the Duty Finder or a group that's never done it before, regardless. I'm going to go with the Wandering Minstrel as a whole. Good character, good way to shoehorn features in if they need to. And I'm a fan. Sly, you're the last one on the list.
All of Hildebrand. All of Hildebrand.
I'm amazed that wasn't my answer.
Yeah, I know.
I'm kind of amazed too.
I thought about it, but it was like everyone expects me to say Hildebrand, and I love the Hildebrand story, but I don't look at that as, I don't know, to me, story is less of a feature and more of like, I kind of just look at it as mandatory, so I'm not about to thank them for a story, even though this is kind of an optional tidbit. Maybe in Heavensward I'll be thankful that they brought it back.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But yeah, it was just the whole story was, the whole side story was really comical, and yet it brought a lot that certain side quests didn't. And I love that about it, and like being able to fight Greg and Ultros and Enkidu, like classic characters.
I love that they called him Greg. Like, I just imagine Koji sitting at, like, the translators at, like, the table and being like, wouldn't it be funny if Hildebrand just couldn't pronounce Gilgamesh's name? Just called him Greg. Let's put that in the game. Greg!
Greg.
And that has spawned...
Can't use words.
Like, to think they took something like Gilgamesh and made something even more memorable about him is pretty substantial.
All right, so I guess it's going to be easy for a lot of us. Least favorite feature. Do we even have to say?
Burn.
Ethereal Wheel. Even PvP has somewhat of a point.
Ethereal Wheel.
Ethereal Wheel. It's and we'll see what the new actions
I didn't
and
even
things
consider
are
it a feature.
when they go into expansion. We'll see if it makes it useful. But right now, it's totally a pointless feature. Even PvP has some point. So yeah, I give it to the Ethereal Wheel.
I'll give mine to the red megalo crab shells. The actual only item in the game that has no use. Every item in the game has a use. This is not part of any recipe. It's not used in any quests. It is it is one step below the Ethereal Wheel. It is actually, other than vendoring for Gil, the most useless feature or item in the game. No, actual least favorite feature would probably be Retainer Ventures. I just don't, I don't know.
Fish.
It's thrilling when they bring me back something useful. That almost never happens. One time they brought me back a weapon from Moggle. One time they brought me back the Savage Arc of Triumph from Labyrinth of the Ancients, the housing item with the giant sword. And one time they brought me back a Leviathan Barb, and they've been completely... I just don't care. I had to delete them because if you had legacy retainers, you weren't allowed to server transfer with them. So I had to delete them to server transfer, and I just don't care to level them up again because it's I don't care.
For mine, I want to say Wolves Den, obviously, but fuck that. Mini Crackpot is just fucking trolling me hard.
What?
Yes.
What? No.
That's like the only reason we log in every day.
Right? Right?
Sly, just because you haven't won it 100 times in a row to get the Fenrir mount doesn't...
No. It's just that every day I get someone who says, "Oh, I won Mini Crackpot 3 times this week." What the fuck are you doing?
Have you never won the 10K?
Once.
You won it once?
First week.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh wow.
Man, Sly, I want to remind you what happened to me.
Oh, I do feel for you. Then I scrape 10K usually at least twice a week. Sometimes a little more. Sometimes I'll get one. Or there's been 1 week that I didn't get. There was no possible combination of 1, 2, 3 on any ticket that week, and so I don't count that week. But yeah, usually maybe twice. Sometimes a little more per week.
Just play a paladin. You'll get used to 1, 2, 3. Anyway. Not after Friday. So Sly, the mini cackpot. So when this gold saucer first came out, I logged into the game, right? Mm-hmm. And I went to the gold saucer, and I may have gotten 10,000 within 5 minutes of the servers being up.
Ice
for that burn. All right, Rico, you want to put your cock away because now it sounds like you're trying to. I don't even know. I feel dirty after hearing that.
Oh, Happy is such an asshole.
He's so bitter. Big Daddy is bitter.
I thought it was slightly.
Anywho,
Big Daddy Light. That's what it is. Big Daddy Light. What's next? Favorite what?
Dungeon. I'll go ahead and go first. Hawkeye Manor. I'll go Hawkeye Mugger Hard.
Took mine. So I got to come up with another one.
The lore around Hawkeye Manor, everything, the way it looked, Amadine, Hawkenarsis, it was an awesome dungeon. I loved it.
Yeah, I'll go with that would have been my first pick. So I'll go to my second pick, which would be Amdapor Keep.
Okay.
The keep itself, not the Lost City, and hard mode or normal. I think the boss construction is nice. Initially, I didn't like some of the layout as far as pack pulling was, but when they on the original Amdapor Keep, but when they redid some of those packs, I thought it flowed nicely, even if you weren't trying to speed run it, and it was an overall pretty cool atmosphere and some really nice mechanics for you to first getting into level 50 content. Love it.
Mine's Lost City, and I was amazed it wasn't Burns' answer because I know he's Final Fantasy XI. It's got a lot of it. Almost my favorite reason for Lost City is the music, which is very simple, but it's eerie and it's atmospherical, which is something that I love when it's implemented well. It's like Dark Souls met Final Fantasy XI met Final Fantasy VIII met awesome music. I love every second of that dungeon. The bosses are easy to understand. They're quick to do. The pulls have interesting mechanics, like the ability to, psych somebody up in order to remove a debuff. I love everything about that dungeon. I know some people are upset Tamtara hard mode wasn't on any of our lists, but that bitch scary, yo. I ain't trying to...
I didn't say Lost City because I kind of didn't like... In my book, I think Diabolus was underutilized as an iconic type character, and I didn't dig that.
But they said he's going to come back, though.
They've said that. That was a year ago, though. So we'll see.
He needs more time. He's tired. Oh my goodness.
Okay, least favorite. Burn, I'll start with you.
Tamtara Deepcroft. Or not Tamtara.
Damn, I was about to say.
You can have Tamtara.
Thank
you.
Totorock.
Totorock, thank you.
No, not Tamtara. Thank you. You took mine anyway. Okay, fine.
No, it was Totorock. If I need to go with another one, Cutter's Cry is awful.
That would have actually been my third.
It's awful. But yeah, Totorock is the worst in my book. Absolute worst.
Why is it the worst?
It's a basic bitch dungeon.
Yep. It's just annoying, and every time it pops up, you're like, I might take the abandon on this one. I just can't make myself do this again.
It's a basic bitch dungeon. It's what a dungeon, like, I don't expect my dungeons to actually look like a dungeon. Like, don't do that. No, don't. Look like
Chad is just AVing it up all day.
See, I don't hate AV or DD. I just think that it's really common to get poor parties in the Duty Finder. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with those dungeons, other than DD needing to stand on the friggin' doors. Like, that's the only annoying thing about it.
I actually prefer AV over freaking Totorock. Can't stand it.
AV's not bad if you get past the first room. Like, that first room in the Duty Finder is a disaster. But if once you get past that, it's a nice flowing dungeon. Yeah, it's a little bit hard that the dude doesn't have any things to show you how to avoid the AoEs, but I don't think AV or DD are all that bad.
In all honesty, about Totorock, I would looking back now, doing all the dungeons and knowing what order they're done in terms of your first level 50, I would have put Totorock first. Honestly.
So double Totorock right here.
I mean, yeah, so just put Totorock first. Like, save Sastasha for later, because actually, Sastasha shouldn't have been your first. I don't think so.
Oh, people saying Stone Vigil is bad. Stone Vigil kicked my ass for a while.
I liked Stone Vigil,
but I liked the challenge there.
Again, for me, it's kind of like DD and AV, where I don't like Duty Findering it because I feel like I get the most. Let's call them interesting characters in Stone Vigil. You know, that's where I start running into the black mages that just fire 3 spam, or the black mage, or the tanks that haven't unlocked Shield Oath yet, or places like that's the experiences I have. But the dungeon itself I feel like isn't terrible, maybe a little bit stretched out. I'd have to say my least favorite dungeon. Man, I think it's a level 50 dungeon.
Wow.
I'm gonna go with Snowcloak.
Really?
I do not like Snowcloak.
Why?
Wow.
It's boring. Again, I kind of like the same reason why you didn't like Lost City with Fenrir. Kind of like that. That's a factor for me too.
Right.
Like, and the fact that he's a mount now is even more like, I don't know. The bosses are boring. They're terrible. One of them is literally just sneeze 3 times and then kick him in the balls, literally. The other one was bugged for a month and a half, and now it's a joke because the only thing that made it even remotely difficult or fun to do was the fact that it was broken. Fenrir is the most laughable thing and preys on my color blindness more than anything with the friggin' snow mechanic, and it's just not a fun dungeon. And the music, as laid back as it is, it's why I call it Snorecloak, because it puts me to sleep.
I can't go with you on that one, but I can't argue against you too much.
Like, there are some leveling up dungeons that suck to get. I enjoy Sastasha when I get it in the Duty Finder, because I know there is no way that this is going to be a struggle. This is going to go so fast. Just kill the enemies. Half the enemies don't even do damage. I could get through that. Sastasha hard mode on the other hand.
Also kind of goes back to my whole Lost City thing, too. I thought Fenrir was massively underutilized. As far as iconic character being thrown not only into just a regular dungeon, but then to be as laughable as the fight was, just kind of makes it even worse in my book. But I still would run that instance before many, many others.
And Gaming in the chat points out, I did have to do Snorecloak for 8 hours straight for one of my Zodiac drops. So
that might have a little something to do with it.
I had to do Sunken Temple of Karn. I had to do Karn hard mode about the same amount of time, but Karn hard mode I still don't hate as much. Only the last boss, but that's besides the point.
Right. Finally, favorite overall patch, and I'll give mine first. Dreams of Ice was my favorite.
Solid one.
Yeah, Shiva, like Ice Heart, getting prepared for Ishgard. Yeah, that was my favorite in terms of story and the Shiva fight, because like Shiva really wasn't as hard as Ramu, but still was a solid fight. I loved it.
Some people would say it was not about Ramu's not about being hard. It's about fucking picking up orbs is the hardest mechanic in the game. It's like, all right, tank orbs. Now, oh shit! The guys grabbed all the orbs. Now you're not grabbing any of the orbs.
Nope. DPSing.
There's a macro in the chat that says I need it next. Oh man. What about you, Burn?
All right. I mean, if there's just so many to choose from, right? It's
all 6 of them.
Well, I mean, I went even a little more granular doing the research here. I wanted to find truly my favorite patch, not just main patch. I mean, and what could I pick? I mean, 225, that great patch added new ranks and rewards to the Wolves Den, so there's that. 228 added the sightseeing log, so clearly a contender for best patch there.
For me especially.
235 fixed the hunt, which up until that point was pretty bad. 245 introduced marriage and the ability to basically buy Gil initially.
I thought we were saying this was the favorite patch.
Oh, but these are all contenders, man. These are all contenders. I'm gonna go with, for final answer though, I'm gonna have to go with 2.1. Obviously, story-wise, to the end of part 225, great story, boom, and sets it all up. But just favorite patch ever, 2.1. The reason I got to give it to A Realm Awoken is it set the tone, baby. It was 3 months, a little over 3 months after the game came out, and it was the first big patch we were going to see. And we were going to see a few things, not only in-game were we getting some new content, which is, of course, good stuff, right? Mm. But this was the first time we were going to see if Yoshi P and team and the Square Enix could deliver what they said they were trying to deliver. We were going to see if they could execute on a basically quarterly, give or take a couple of weeks here and there, release schedule with meaningful content that is quality and as bug-free as you could possibly try to get something this big out. So 2.1 set the stage, and it was a big patch for them. And it came out, and it nailed it. It really nailed it. It set the tone for this is the level of content we're going to be adding on big patches. It set the expectation where people like happy that you blow through the raid stuff and you play the game for 10 to 14 hours a day and your eyes aren't working anymore by the time you're playing, but you're done, you got through all the content, and it gives you that chance to back off of Final Fantasy XIV for a month or maybe 6 weeks while you wait for the next bit of patch. It gives you that downtime. For players that are a little more casual like myself, it gave me 3 months or a little more to work through all of that content and not feel like I had to play at that schedule just to keep up. I thought they found a nice balance. It showed that we were going to get a lot of content in very short amounts of time. And just like people like to rag on WildStar, they came out with this content release plan, and it was a catastrophic mess. 2.1 set the stage where, okay, Yoshi P and team, this is the schedule, and they're going to deliver on it. And 2.1 did that for me. So it kind of, that's got to be my favorite patch. It let me know it's all going to be good. And on patch notes are up.
Perfect. I have something to do after the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jesus Christ, notice me, senpai.
Where they at, though?
Oh, man. I already made it clear at the start of the show that we will not be doing a section for the patch notes if they came up during the show. But they are up. So, my favorite overall patch, and I have a very simple reason it's not as in-depth as Mr. Byrne, as I watch them both pull it up while I look away and don't read them yet. Yep. I'm going to go with 2.5. because it was where all the finales kind of started coming together. It was the story with the least amount of chaff in the main story, the least amount of pointless stuff we had to do. It had a good balance of a new main story dungeon that was interesting, that had a lot of story behind it, more than Snowcloak did prior.
Ishgard confirmed, by the way. I'm going through the past now.
Ishgard confirmed. And the Chrysalis was also a great instance. Very simple, yet hard to, a difficult enough challenge. Better than the La Habrea fight, that's for damn certain. And World of Darkness, as much as it gave me a hard time with that damn Onion Knight card after 2.51, it just, everything was, the stage was set for everything that we're talking about today with Ishgard. Like you said, the stage was set for them to have the patches coming. This, to me, set the stage for what we're going to have in 3 days. And that is why 2.5 is my favorite patch.
Fair enough.
And Sly is reading the patch notes.
He totally is. He totally is.
Sly, we still have a show to do.
He's not even listening.
I am. I'm hearing everything, but I just pulled it up.
All right. I'm taking over this next part then. So, are there any other points in time that you think we need to bring up here with this A Realm Reborn retrospective, a true tribute to the experience of the game? Byrne, I know you could go all the way back to 1.0 with this if you really wanted to talk about.
You could too.
Yeah, you could.
I don't want to.
Happy. Yeah, you're the.
I want you to do it, so
you're
I
the
don't
one that
have
actually hang on to get your legacy status. I was like, peace, I'm out.
Listen, then
Can't
$9
do this
a month.
anymore. No, I mean it's working for gaming websites like Gamebreaker and MMO Bomb and all those fun things. I play an awful lot of MMOs, and to me, 14. You've got to be impressed, even if you don't play it. You just have to be overall impressed. You have to be impressed in a company that says we can't damage our IP the way we've damaged it. We can't just kill this and let it go away. We've got to rebuild this and satisfy the fans, satisfy the people that follow this IP. We can't put this black mark on it. You've got to respect that. You've got to respect a game that is releasing content on a regular schedule that isn't 9 months or a year and a half before an expansion where there's no content churn. Yes, there's better MMOs for you because that's what you like. I'm not asking you to love the game. I'm just saying you kind of got to respect some of the things that they do. And here we are going into the first expansion in a day and age where free-to-play is almost the norm even here in the West. And it is not even a topic for Final Fantasy XIV. And that's not just because Yoshi P has said he really would not like to go that way. Of course, he said that, but just from a subscription standpoint, the game doesn't need to. And you kind of got to respect that they're still able to do that in 2015. It's just overall an impressive year for Realm Reborn, an impressive history when you look at 14 as a whole. And here we go for Friday. Can't wait.
Sly, you got anything to add in between reading the patch notes?
I stopped reading the patch notes, and damn, that's hard to follow. Yeah, it's just me. I came in really late. Y'all have been here since 1.0. I came in with the PS4 phase, and this has been my first, real MMO. I've tried a few, didn't like it. This has been my first one, and never since Gran Turismo have I stuck by a community and a game this long. Through all the difficult times, through all the difficult content that I banged my head against Final Call, this has been really an awesome experience, and this is my first expansion. This will be my first expansion ever. Yeah, I just really can't wait to see what's in store for 3.0 and beyond.
All right. Well, all I have to say is, A Realm Reborn, it's been a pleasure, but now we go Heavensward. I'm always...
Did you really?
I'm always for...
Did you really have to be that cheesy?
In with the new and out with the old.
I can't even drop it. I just gotta...
They couldn't see you do it anyway.
No, screw it.
I don't want to be on this show anymore.
Oh my god.
I'm appreciative of everything A Realm Reborn gave me, but I am much more excited for Heavensward than I was for A Realm Reborn. And considering that I went from a complete shit product to an actually good product in 1.0 to 2.0, and yet I am more excited for 3.0 with a good product, hopefully turning into a great product, I'd say that means they did a pretty damn good job with A Realm Reborn. So that is my tribute to Realm Reborn. Thank you for...
Too late. Sorry, cheesy. You want some ham to go with that cheese?
We're going Heavensward.
You want some ham to go with that cheese?
Wow.
I mean, I'm in an attic. I'm like halfway there already to heavens. To the heavens. I'm like halfway. I could just get on the roof. I mean, that would be... I don't think I could do the show from the roof, but I could try. I mean, I got a window. I could just climb up. If you don't see me, I'll be good.
Do you want some ham to go with all this cheese you're just pumping out right now?
I prefer turkey.
Okay.
Or steak.
Or steak.
It came back! You thought we forgot about it, YouTube.
All right, well, Burn, you said you wanted to save something here.
Yeah, I thought a nice way to wrap up. I mean, you got an awesome giveaway that we got to do, right? That's going to be cool. But I thought a nice way to wrap it up. We've talked about the game. I want to know, before we head on out, what are your real-life plans for Thursday into Friday? I mean, Happy, you and I, Sly, forgive me, I don't know where you're located, but Happy and I, we're on the East Coast, so we got...
North Carolina.
So East Coast as well. So all three of us have 5 a.m. as the time, provided that everything goes the way it's supposed to, on Friday morning. So what's the sleep schedule? What's the play schedule? What's the snacks? And how are you prepping? Are you going to play at 5 in the morning? Are you not? What's going on? How are you guys getting there?
I'll be up at 5 in the morning. Breakfast Club will be there. I'll have breakfast. I'll have, like, steak and eggs.
Yes. Good choice.
No, like, in terms of snacks and everything, I already have food, beer, everything will be ready. You know, the usual MO. I will be up at 5 in the morning. Like, I'll be up before then, making breakfast, everything, watching the reading. Well, they're doing the reading, so it doesn't make sense. What the fuck are they doing? They're going to have to do something before they release the patch. They have to do some kind of, you know, hey, this is what we're doing, release the patch. I'll be up to watch that, make breakfast, eat, get on, go ham.
So how long of server downtime is it going to take before you decide to go to bed?
Probably hit the
I think the servers will be fine. I think they'll have an emergency maintenance at some point, but I don't think the servers will literally go down like they did last time.
No, I don't think we're going to have queues, obviously. I mean, we're going to have the queue portion of it, but I'm hopeful that we've learned and upgraded enough in the last year that we don't have some of the lovely error numbers we're all used to.
Yeah, I think they kind of prepared themselves for this. A lot of people are skeptical. A lot of people say that, you know, expect 90Ks, be prepared for 90Ks and all this jazz. I think they're prepared.
Players can now hire up to 8 retainers because Squeenix likes money.
I'm assuming you're reading the patch notes right now. I thought, wow, that's a
prudent chat.
That's what somebody said.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm assuming they read it in the patch notes. Because I already have a bunch of food that I'm gonna pre-cook tomorrow and Thursday. Full meals, like, you know, chicken breasts, and I have you know, plenty of eggs to cook because eggs are my specialty when it comes to throwing a meal together in 5 minutes. I have some meal replacement shakes, some vitamins, some low sugar, low caffeine energy drinks.
Good man.
Keep it on the healthier level. I'm gonna sleep 8 hours the night before. Everything, and also, of course, taking breaks during the stream, whether it be to work on a YouTube video or to get up and stretch my legs. The one thing I have to say out there is be healthy. Don't throw your health away just because your favorite game came out a Friday and you have the whole weekend to play it. That is the only thing I gotta say.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
So on that note, we're almost done, but we have one last special thing for this show. Some of you may be aware of a slight problem that I had with the Square Enix's store. So when the physical collector's edition went on sale, I ordered 2 of them, you know, and one we was planning giveaway of some sorts, and the other was for me. And then Square Enix said, all right, well, we're going to give you 2 more for the price of 2 more and not tell you about it until they ship. So,
you reap the benefits, chat.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So we're going to be...
That's a deal and a half.
While one of those was not originally intended for State of the Realm, we now have an extra one to give away for State of the Realm.
Buy one, get one full price.
So let me pull it up on the screen right here. Oh, it's close. Why is it? Oh no. Why is it? Why are you not? Come on. Why? It's black screen.
Are you gonna play some Oprah music?
No, we're not playing Oprah music.
Come on, it's not a giveaway without Oprah music.
There we go. All right, so this is the North American Physical Collector's Edition for PC. It comes with the game. It comes with
Durgan.
It comes with a Durgan, a Durgan mount figure, not to scale. Additional content disc with Eorzea in Motion, which is a Blu-ray disc showcasing all the cutscenes and music from the original. Not all the music, but just like cutscenes along with the music, rendered on a Blu-ray disc. It comes with the digital rewards of a Griffin mount, the Cecil Baron Helm, and the Wind-Up Cane Minion. And it also comes with an art of Eorzea Heavensward on top of the big-ass case. Valued at $130! Sorry, I had to say.
Really? Game show voice?
Yeah, game show voice. I have the game show music from Ethos's still, from Ethos's show. I could always have pulled that up. And we are going to be giving this away to one lucky winner in chat. Now, keep in mind, you must be in North America, Canada, or Puerto Rico in order to win this, because we're not shipping it to, like... First of all, you wouldn't have a use for it if you lived outside of those areas. Second of all, that's really expensive to ship it outside of those areas. So it is going to be limited to that. So this is... That's not the right giveaway interface either. Come on. What are you doing? There we go. So right under the stream, right under Mr. Burns' name, we have the giveaway thingy. So as you...
The giveaway, that's its name. That's its legit name, the giveaway thingy. You couldn't think of anything creative.
I honestly, I had something I blacked out when I brought it up. Completely blank. So, the way that this works is everyone in the chat just has to enter the keyword and you have a chance to win. Everybody has an equal chance to win right now. So nobody's getting any sort of advantages. I know some people here are subscribers to my channel. Everyone is equal right here. Just make sure that when you send me your address, it's a North American one, because otherwise I am going to just have to do this giveaway another time. We're not going to sit here and go through everyone's address and everything and double check. We'll do that off the show because everyone's just reading the patch notes at this point anyway. So, the keyword is going to be...
Oprah.
Magic.
Damn it.
Because we have Magickmann on the show. I figure he should get his own keyword.
Aww.
And I would also like to add that while this was an accidental purchase on my part, that somebody actually helped fund this giveaway specifically from the chat. A user by the name of Jamuth, J-A-M-M-U-T-H, he actually sent us the money to make up for the shipping and the cost of the game. So thank you, Jamuth, for showing your support. He threw us the money for this a couple of months ago when the mistake first happened.
My boy, Blue!
You're my boy, Blue. All lowercase, guys. No capital M. As you can see, it is all lowercase right here.
And some people still say Oprah. Love it.
Oprah. Oprah is not the word. It has to be all lowercase, guys, just to double check. J-A-M-M-U-T-H. Not jam mouth, because that's oddly sexual. Jamuth.
Giggity.
Giggity. All lowercase. We are going to be waiting about another minute or so. It's 9:15 p.m. right now. We'll pull it just after 9:16 p.m. Eastern. So did you guys... Bern, did you order a physical collector's edition?
I did. I did the day the pre-orders went live. Well, technically the next day, because then the site crapped out. So the
site crapping out got me 4 copies.
There, well, I wish I would have gotten that buy 4 get 4 free. That promotion you got. Buy 4, pay us for 4. That's an amazing deal.
Buy 4, get 4 full price.
Right? That's a bargain at twice the price, or 4 times the price.
Yeah.
Well, I ordered 2, so it's twice the price. They originally told me I won 3. or that I won. That,
you won.
that I bought 3.
Congratulations.
And then 3 months later, they said, by the way, there's 4. All right, guys. Well, time is almost up. Got a few stragglers right now. Let a few stragglers get in. And, all right. The winner is going to be Zarman _. Congratulations. I already know he's here because as soon as I typed that, he typed after the giveaway, you go read the notes. Congratulations, Zarman _. You are the winner of
winner chicken dinner.
Winner chicken dinner. You are the winner of a physical North American PC Collector's Edition of the game.
Enjoy that Durgan.
You're gonna slay all those Durgans in style. Congratulations! All he's given me is his O face, according to the interface right here. So all you got to do is, of course, I don't have the physical collector's edition in my possession yet. Anyone who does, I hate you. So as soon as I get it, we will be shipping it out to the address that you give us. He has nothing else to say other than whoa. Yeah, well, I didn't want to confuse people with the K in Magic for Magickmann.
Understandable.
Yeah,
understandable.
That would have been a disaster.
Yeah, it would have.
Yeah. Whew. All right, everyone. Any last words before we close up the show and everybody goes and actually reads the patch notes?
No, we gave shit away. We talked about Realm Reborn. Let's read
That's Sly saying, "Hurry the fuck up! I want to go."
Let's read some damn patch notes. No. I'm just kidding. I really want to geek out about yesterday, though. You need to talk about that. And how you... Wait. Has the Carolina Reaper already happened?
No, because I found out that the guy who sells the Carolina Reaper doesn't sell it. He sells a sauce and he sells seeds, which means I need to buy it from a third party.
Buy the sauce.
The sauce is going to be pussy shit compared to the actual thing. I can't eat a habanero without hiccuping, but I can drink habanero sauce.
We'll talk about that in post-show.
All right. Burn, anything?
No, thanks for having me. It was obviously a lot of fun to do the shows with you again. Happy, Big Daddy. What's up, Big Daddy? And Sly, big fan. And Dapper Ty. And love your work. Love watching you on the streams. And you guys are all doing great.
Just letting you know, I'm not always this dapper. I was only this dapper for E3.
He's usually wearing an Odin shirt every week.
Come back.
No. My Gaius shirt.
Or the Gaius shirt. One of the two.
Or
Come
the
back,
Pampa shirt.
I didn't go anywhere. I'm still writing and doing podcasting and all that fun stuff over at MMO Bomb. I just wasn't able to do the Game Breaker stuff for a little while in conjunction with that. So yeah, anytime I'm invited, Happy knows I'm more than happy to come and do it with him. And do the show with him.
And a good question, Burn, and I'm still in Happy's glory right here. Where can we find you, Burn?
You can find me over at mmobomb.com. I'm the editor-in-chief there with a weekly podcast on free-to-play gaming. You can find me occasionally over at gamebreaker.tv, which I hope to be starting that stuff back up shortly here now that my schedule's returning a little more to normal. And, of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Magickmann1, MAGICKMANN1, where occasionally I will tweet at your face.
Tweets at all the faces. Sly... Why don't we get Sly, aka Slythefox, aka Sly, aka Greyfox, aka Slythesquirrel, aka Slyaka, aka Dapper Tie Man, aka Sly the Tie, aka you my boy Blue. Why don't you tell them where they can find you?
You can find me at Slythefox on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram at Sly, aka Greyfox070. I had to say that because a lot of people get the 0 and the O confused. You can find me on Behemoth at Fox Sly. Why did I think of that? I was about to say my plot and everything. Plot 14, Ward 5.
Behemoth squee!
Plot 14, Ward 5. Lavender beds. Come in, chill. You know, come in, chill. Foxhole. It's not Duscaron. It's not.
It's a strip club.
It's not a strip club. There's a jacuzzi down there. We're classy though.
That doesn't help your case against it being a strip club, Sly.
It's not a strip club. We still have our wedding cake down there.
Sly, bachelor parties happen. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying. Okay.
Okay.
And I am your other co-host, Michael, Mr. Happy Poveroma. You can find me at pretty much everything Mr. Happy 1227 except YouTube, where I am Xehanort 1227. Thank you, childhood. But anyway, we are going to be signing off because we got past notes to read, man.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Get over this shit.
Anyway, everybody, have a good night. We will see you, or if you're watching us on YouTube the next day, have a good day. We will see you in Ishgard. Take care.
Stay for the post show.
It's Sly. Every time I try ending the show, you don't. I have to include part of the post show in the actual show. Every time. We're in post show now.
Yeah.
By the way. Officially.